guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lissa. Today we are going to be drawing a cup of coffee. I'm so excited to be doing this because I think probably like little teas and coffees and stuff like that are just one of my favorite things to draw. Like food, I love doing that. So that'll be what we're gonna be drawing today. Okay, let's get started. And we're gonna start by going into our brush library and then go into inking, and I'm gonna select a studio pen, and we're just gonna make this. You can make it like a gray or a black because we're gonna be coloring it for our little mug anyway. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a circle and hold, and then click right up here, edit shape, turn that into a nice circle, and then you can put that however you want. I'm gonna reshape this just a little bit. Okay, so now this is nice and reshaped. This is gonna be our plate here. So so now we have to, of course, make our mug. So I'm gonna go into here. We're gonna call this layer plate. And now we're gonna make a new layer by clicking the plus in this corner and renaming this to mug. And now we're going to take that same color gray and just draw a smaller circle inside of it. Using that same technique, I'm gonna draw a circle, hold, click this shape up here, and edit it here. Okay, so that looks about the middle. Now we have our two circles here. It looks a little bit weird, but now I'm going to just go ahead and turn off the mug layer. So you do that by just clicking this little white check mark in the corner. And I'm just going to change the background color to maybe like a nice purple. Thought that'll be good. Just anything other than white so you can be able to see what you're drawing. So we're going to go into the corner here, go into classic and select white, and make sure that we're on the plate layer. I accidentally selected the mug layer on plate. So next thing we're going to do that color. I'm going to drag it from the corner here and fill it in, fill it with some white, and you can even go ahead and freehand the circle. Doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, not all plates are, you know, the same, or I guess you could make like a nice frilly design, whatever you want to do. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the outline of it, and I'll be right back. We have our nice big plate here. I'm gonna add in just a little bit of shading. Maybe let's pretend that the light source is coming from right here. So I'm gonna go into brush library, go into airbrushing, go in my soft brush, and make it a nice, like a pretty light gray. We're gonna take down that opacity quite a bit, make it a little bit smaller. And I'm also going to make a new layer for this, just to make things a little bit easier. I'll just call this shading. And now I'm gonna make a clipping mask. I showed you guys how to do this in the other video, in my previous video, so if you would like to know how to do that, I'll link the video down below. Go ahead and select a clipping mask, and we can just add some shadows. Yeah, I don't really like that, so I'm just gonna do a nice crescent moon. And there you go. It's pretty good. Can even blend it in a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and take the smudge brush and just smudge it a little bit. And I think that's some pretty good shading here. Okay, so basically all I did right here was just blend out my shading a little bit and smudge it around, just kind of perfect it. And you guys can just do the same thing right there. Now we're going to go back onto our mug layer, and I'm just gonna, so we're gonna select that, And I'm gonna make this mug a very bright, yes, and then make sure we're selected on the mug layer, a very, very bright white color. And let's hope that it's not the exact same color as what's on our plate. Still selected on the mug layer. I'm gonna quickly fill in an outline and I'll be right back. Here's our coffee mug. It's a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to make yet another clipping mask. I'm going to add another layer. Let's call this shading, and we're gonna make that a clipping mask. Once again, if you don't know how to do that, go to my other video. Select soft brush. We're gonna color match that, make it even a little bit darker. Really make it pretty small, and can just go around. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna smudge it out just a little bit and just tweak it just a teeny tiny bit. Now that it's smudged out, I'm going to add a little bit of an outline to it. We're gonna do maybe like a dark black. Make sure we're on the shading layer. We can even make another layer, make sure it's a clipping mask. And you can even, if it's a little bit easier for you, you can even turn off the plate layer, so it's just a little bit easier to see. Okie dokie. So now it'll be a little bit more defined and you can really see the mug just a little bit better. So we can go ahead and turn back on our plate layer so we can see that. So it's really starting to come together a little bit now. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our little handle. So this is really up to you. You can really make the handle however you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way. That's what I love about drawing. So I'm gonna click onto the mug layer, go into the brightest white you can get, and go into inking and click on Studio Pen. And now I'm just going to draw maybe about right here. So about like right here, I'm gonna go ahead and draw a handle. And actually we're gonna make a new layer for this handle. Make sure that it's under the mug and turn off that clipping mask if it made it a clipping mask. Now we're gonna draw our handle. We're gonna fill that in. Oops. So as of right now, you can't really see it, can you? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a little bit of shading, make it a little bit more seeable, and while you're doing this, you can even turn off the plate layer just to make it a little bit easier. And I'm just gonna shape that up just a little bit here, and there we go. So how to make this stand out a little bit is maybe we can pretend that our mug was slightly tinted, maybe, I don't know, maybe blue? Just to make it a little bit more noticeable, or if you're gonna make your background purple or blue or something, then you can do that as well. So we can turn back on our plate layer, see if we can see if it's a little bit more noticeable. But I think what I'm gonna do is just make it gray. So I'm gonna turn that back off and just play with the color just a little bit. I think that's about the perfect color. And now we're gonna make our perfect coffee shade. So go into here and we can choose from our default palettes. I have a Corgi and Fox palette. I think I'm gonna use that as a starting point for my coffee color. So I'll make it just a little bit darker. I think that this one is the winner. And we are going to go on to our mug layer to do this. And I think this is the absolute perfect color for coffee. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go back onto our mug layer that has the coffee. Or no, we're gonna go back onto our shading layer. This is the shading layer above the mug layer, so it's right here. And we're going to take it and get our airbrush, color match that color, make it kind of look like the foam on top of your coffee. It's just, you know, a natural thing. or you can even make your coffee lighter if you like to add creamer. But I'm just going to be sticking with some good old Original Joe. So I think I decided on doing a spray paint one and just using the flicks. So I'm going to select maybe like a brownish white. So there we go. Well, that'll be a good color. Really, really bring the size of that down, and you can add in your bubbles. And there you go. So there's our cup of coffee. And you can also feel free to go ahead and give your plate a little bit of a border. I think this just makes it so much more realistic. It just looks really, really great. And as you can see here, it's looking, a lot more realistic. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. That's it for today, guys. Bye!